he made his return and got power bombed. That was 302 days after his birthday. The Austin bomber would then go on to die 302 days after the death, or the anniversary of the death of Owen Hart. This same date that the bomber died was 30 weeks and 2 days after the Great American Total Solar Eclipse. So the Austin bomber committed suicide by blowing himself up in a vehicle. And isn't it strange that Vince McMahon once died on an episode of Raw by stepping into a vehicle which then blew up? This was 13 days before the death of Chris Benoit. We talked about the significance of the number 13 and 100.
Now what does that clearly state in blue and white in the description box? That's the claim of the video, isn't it? He pops up on you know whose show, don't you? And we all know what happened during that fateful crash, do we not? Bullet marks, nowhere to be seen. Blood splatter, nowhere to be seen. Drag marks from bloody encounter from police, nowhere to be seen. And these old-fashioned channels will lead you to believe a sacrifice took place. Now, how am I certain that this is not the case? Right there in black and white, the authorities had to alter their scheduled LARP. Now, people, do not waste your time watching these live streams. Amongst this first 40 minutes, Rufus Cat will exchange his texted conversation with known Shill PK, and in return he will defend Plasma Burns, known Shill for the YouTube shooting. Just look up comments on Truth Media Productions, another known Shill. It's there in black and white. We even get a mini confession out of Amy and her Go Fraud Me. Alright, and who is Rufus Cat talking about that does not want to be associated with PK and his flat earth nonsense? Well, my money's on their secret Shill insider Robin, from How I See the World. We know what his game was many moons ago, don't we? There's only 3 people, myself and another couple of channels, standing up against the Cameo nightclub PSYOP. And what was Robin doing? Shilling for the government. So here is Robin's channel that they will not advertise. High data infiltration right there. I will remind you, I know you are watching, this is the ridiculousness of Cameo nightclub shooting. Yous are all on the list. Sydney sees, Serbia does not forgive.
This thing like, man, how lucky I got, because I know some people that didn't get lucky that night. I know there was a man who lost his life that night.
Looking back at early Sunday morning, Stephen Haley can't believe he's not paralyzed.
I got shot. Yes, I got shot in the back, and it went through my top shoulder blade and came out the side.
He says for the first time in his life, he went to a club. He was celebrating his 28th birthday and the life of his cousin, who had just recently been laid to rest after he'd been shot and killed. What he didn't know was his celebration at Cameo nightclub would be overshadowed by the same violence. He says he saw a fight starting, then a crowd moving toward the front door in what looked like a wave. Then
I felt two burning stings. It was hot, searing pain, and I was on the floor, and I tried to get up. I fell back down, crawled down. I just bought $200 new shoes.
He'd been shot.
Bought $200 new shoes.
He'd been shot and counted at least 6 pops.
I fell back down. Crawled out. I just bought $200 new shoes.
He'd been shot and counted at least 6 pops.
I had tunnel visions like to get out of there. I had to survive, so that was my only thought at that point in time.
Haley says he couldn't imagine dying, leaving his grandmother to bury both her grandsons. He knows for at least one family, this violence stole someone they love.
Something this traumatic to happen is a hard pill to swallow, so as a family, as a community, as friends, and family who got shot, we all dealing with it the same way we can, so as of now, we just gonna hold our heads up and make it through what we can make it through.
And a friendly reminder what happened in Cincinnati a month or so ago. 12 shots.
This hour, her survival and how far she's come is quite remarkable if you think about it. She walked into doors to the lobby of the Fifth Third Center and unknowingly into an explosion of gunfire. Monday, Whitney Austin's husband thanks 5 Cincinnati police officers, the 4 involved in this gunfight, and the one who sat with her as she lay at the base of the fountain, shot 12 times inside the lobby just yards away. Whitney said this weekend she kept telling Officer Al Staples, quote, "I have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old and they need their mommy. I need to be okay." Her husband Waller with this promise tonight, quoting, "We are committing your names to our memories, and you and your families will forever be in our prayers. Thank you from the bottom of my heart." He adds, "I cannot wait to meet you." And he shares this photo of her, spirits up, standing up. Over the weekend, she was wheeled out of hours of surgery. Also, this morning, she met the family of Brian Sarver, the other survivor, just down the hall at UC Medical Center getting ready to go home. Waller Austin writes he is glad his wife never saw her shooter. Quote, "This brutal assault was not personal, it was sick." Both Austin and Sarver will be greeted when they return to this spot by flowers.